Hey folks, Jim Thomas here, Fitness Management and Consulting. I appreciate you being here at the channel today. And if you're new to the channel, if it's your first time here, you're just finding us, please consider hitting that subscribe button. If you find the information beneficial, please consider hitting that like button as well. And if you'd like to learn more about my company and what I do, please check out the links below. Included in that are our courses section for you folks that are thinking about getting into the business, you're brand new to the business, or if you're struggling in the business, check out our courses, check out our gym management playbook. It's specifically designed, specifically set up, for you folks that want to shorten that learning curve. You want to really compact this information and get you where you need to be now and help you improve that bottom line profitability. And then number two, we're going through a phase right now in the industry where there's a lot of interest in expanding. There's a lot of interest in new club startups. This is what we're seeing. And if you click our business funding link below, whether you're brand new, whether you're an existing operator, you can potentially qualify for as much as $250,000 in funding with no collateral. Now, with that said, our topic for us today is how do you succeed in the gym business? Okay, I get this question a lot. Jim, how do you succeed? What's the difference between the guy over here that did well and the guy over here that didn't? It looks like they both should have done great. Okay, so I want to give you some things to think about, some things that I see that help people really succeed at this that a lot of times aren't done. All right, so number one, get organized. Get organized. Organize your day, organize your month. Organize your year. Do you have a business plan? Do you have a budget you're working off of? Are you controlling that budget? Are you writing a monthly plan of action? Do you have a calendar? Are you confirming appointments? Are you showing up on time? Get yourself organized. Okay? Folks that are, we kind of just wing it. Okay? You're never going to get the results if you just wing it. Make sure you write it down. Get yourself organized. This is one of the first things, because I know when I'm asked to get involved in facilities that are struggling and they say, hey, we need to get this thing turned around. Usually the first thing you look at is, okay, how well organized we are. Are we writing a plan of action? The answer is usually no, they're not, and they don't really have a business plan, and we're simply handling what's coming at us. We're just simply reactive. Okay, that will not take you where you need to go. So get organized is message number one. Number two, you want to keep detailed records. Detailed records of everything, okay? You want to know, you have your budget, okay? What money's coming in from this category? What's our expenses for that category? Now, I realize that sounds pretty simple. You're going to say, well, why wouldn't everybody do that? Well, everybody doesn't do that, okay? If you're doing it, great, keep it up, okay? You're better than some, okay? But make sure we're tracking money in, money out. We're accounting for it, properly. We're keeping detailed records on performance. Okay, what are our key performance indicators? Okay, what is our cost per call, our cost per show, our cost per sale? What do those numbers look like? And tracking our numbers every month in all categories. Are we getting better? Are we getting worse? No detailed records. Again, I use the example of when I go into a club for a turnaround, I'll ask them, hey, what was the best month you ever did? And I get a lot of different answers, okay? But most of them will know when that was. And I'll say, well, great. What were you doing then? Well, I don't remember. Well, I don't know. Okay? Keep detailed records of what you're doing. Because if it's not working, we want to fix it. And if it is, we want to keep, riding that horse, okay? So, keep detailed records. Number three, of gyms that succeed is they analyze their competition. They know what all their competition is doing, okay? But they know what their competition is doing so that they can fill the gaps. Because what is not being provided in my marketplace that I can provide? It's differentiation, okay? The better job we can do at differentiation, this is how you start to eliminate competition. This is why we look at it. Okay, and you can look at competition, hey, here's how to do things, here's not how to do things. You'll learn a lot there, but when you really analyze competition, where is there an opening in the marketplace? Where is there a need? What's not being done in this marketplace that I can identify and I can start to do it? Okay, this is one of the key ingredients for people that are successful. in the gym business. Number 4, understand your risk and reward. Okay, if you're going to take a risk, what's the upside? What's the downside? Does the risk warrant it? Does it have a big upside and a big floor? Okay, and you're going to have to make these decisions, but what is that risk? Because the thing we want to realize here is that everything has risk. Okay, if it didn't have risk, there would be no opportunity. Okay, and then also understand when you're analyzing risk and reward that there is a cost for inaction. There's a cost for not taking action. If there's growth and expansion going on in your community and you're sitting around doing nothing, there'll be a cost for that. Don't think we're saving money because we're doing nothing. Okay, there is a cost, for inaction. So really analyze this. What is the kind of the good and the bad and the ugly of some of this? What is the risk? What is the reward? Okay, because at the end of the day, we're not taking risk because it's safe or certain. That's not why we take a risk. We take a risk because it's worth it. What's the upside? If it's a minimal upside, it's probably not worth it, right? Okay. Number 5, be creative. The gyms that I see that do the best job, they're creative. They got their thinking caps on in terms of, member specials they're doing, in terms of, retention programs they're doing, how they're giving member service, how they're hiring people. They get very creative, with all of this. And, get creative and sometimes, have brainstorming sessions. Make sure it's a safe environment, so to speak, where anybody can say anything and throw anything out. Without fear of getting shot down, okay? But, people that do great at this are really creative at this. Number 6, stay focused. Boy, it's easy to lose this. And the staying focused, where I might trend on that, is we don't want to become complacent, okay? Stay focused on this. Every day, here's our number. We want to write $3,000 worth of business every single day. Stay focused on it. What is the plan to do that? Okay, and then if we get roadblocks and obstacles, what's the plan to do that? Okay, how are we going to get this done? Okay, stay focused on what it is, because most things in life, there's a repetitive nature to it. Keep doing it. Don't become complacent. Don't get what I call success apathy. Just because it worked before, just because we've had success in the past, doesn't guarantee success in the future. Stay continually focused on what the mission is and what you're trying to do. Okay. Number 7, prepare to make sacrifices. If you want something, what are you willing to give up for it? Okay. You have goals, right? And maybe think about increasing those goals. Think about writing an action plan that matches what those goals are. And now ask yourself, what am I going to have to learn? I'm going to make a sacrifice here. If I want to hit those numbers, what am I going to have to learn? If I want to hit those numbers, what am I going to have to change? Okay? And start, understanding what are we going to have to give up? What's the sacrifice going to be here? And the sacrifices may not be as deep as you think sometimes, okay? I was on a conference call a while back with a group, and it was actually the sales team. And I was posing this question. We had some sales goals, and everybody has some pretty lofty goals, and we talked about writing the plan of action to match those goals. And I asked everybody, hey, what are you willing to give up? Or what are you going to have to give up to hit those numbers? And one of the guys on the call, he goes, you know what? If I gave up my lunch hour every day, he goes, because, hey, I can sit here and, have a bottle of water and have a power bar and have a bagel. I don't need to go anywhere. What if I stayed here and gave up that lunch hour every day? That's 5 hours additional time a week I can make phone calls. That's over 20 hours a month. I can make additional outbound phone calls and do additional follow-up. He goes, I'd be willing to give that up. I'd be willing to give that lunch hour up and do that instead. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, so prepare to make sacrifices for it. Number 8, the clubs that do the greatest job provide great service. we saw this during the pandemic and when all that was happening. One of the common denominators of so many of the clubs that were able to survive is they had a great sense of community. They gave great service. They gave service at a higher level than what the customer ever expected. They gave service at a higher level than what that monthly payment was. As I like to say, they gave that country club service, for that boutique fitness price. Okay, but I overpromise and then overdeliver on that promise to give great service, to your customer. And number 9, the clubs that do the best, they are just in pursuit, and they're consistent day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out. It just doesn't stop. There's no excuses. You can either have results or you can have excuses, but you can't do both. But the clubs that do the best, they're consistent day in and day out. It simply does not change. Okay, so take a look at our 9 tips. How do you succeed in the gym business? And again, I get this question a lot. Why does one person make it? Why does one not? Here's 9 thoughts on why they might make it. Think about it. If you find this content beneficial, please hit that like button. I appreciate it. And again, my name is Jim Thomas. My company's Fitness Management Consulting. We'll see you all in that next video.